Hi guys, this is Rusty 78609. I'm at Aguirre Springs. It's near Las Cruces, New Mexico, between Las Cruces and Alamogordo. It's a BLM campsite, and I'm talking to
Madeline.
Madeline, where are you from?
Santa Fe, New Mexico.
She's from Santa Fe, New Mexico, and she got here yesterday evening. Tell me about your camping experience so far.
I would give it a C- for the wind. It's a beautiful campsite, but I looked at the weather yesterday on my app, and there's a little red triangle, which I didn't really think anything of till I got here. And then I opened it, and it turned out it was a high wind warning that was active until 8 p.m.
Yeah, no.
And they said there were going to be gusts up to 55 miles an hour. So my mama raised me to pitch my tent no matter what. And so I got my tent out and I pitched it in the wind, and I was lying in it and thinking, this is just horrible. I'm just having the worst time. I'm sure you'll get a motel because we're not that far, and I'm traveling for work, and work would pay for it. And I'm like, no, I'm going to stick it out. And then at 8:30, it really hasn't quit being windy.
No.
And so I crawl into the back seat of my car and hope that my tent is there in the morning. And I just woke up and took my tent down, and it survived the night with no visible damage.
So you slept in your car instead of the tent?
Yeah. I slept in the back seat of that Camry.
Okay, she's in a car here, and her plan was to sleep in the tent in comfort. Instead, she ended up in her car. But what about being cold? Did you get cold at all?
No, I didn't get cold at all. I don't think I would have been cold in my tent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was fine temperature-wise. I have a pretty good sleeping bag.
Let me show you. Let me show you her setup. See, this is her. This is it. You think I travel simply? Try to beat that gallon jug.
I have a little stove in the back of my little whisper light. I'll hold it up.
Okay. She's got a stove.
My stove.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I've got just a little E-Tech City one burner.
Make coffee out of.
Oh, you make coffee? How about that?
Yeah, I'm pretty good at car camping because I travel a lot for work, and so I know.
Do you mind if I ask what kind of work you do?
I work for a conservation nonprofit.
What was that again?
A conservation nonprofit.
Oh, conservation nonprofit.
Yeah.
So you travel around in New Mexico only?
Actually, fun fact, this is one of the national monuments that's under review by President Trump that they might change the boundaries of. We're actually camped inside one of those.
Oh,
right
really?
Now. Yeah, which is one of the reasons why I'm down here, because I'm trying to travel to all 22 of those this summer.
And there's 22 in New Mexico?
There's 22 in the American West, 21 in the American West, and 1 in Maine. There's 2 of them in New Mexico.
All right, when you say there's 21 that he's going to change, or they're thinking about changing the borders, obviously that's going to reduce the size.
Yeah.
Significantly, or?
It depends, and I think it will depend on which monument. In the conservation community sort of thinks they're going to look at which ones are near a lot of oil and gas development, and where the monument went in. Like, one reason why this monument went in is there's been a lot of fracking in this general area, and some of the areas protected by the monument would probably, were they declassified, the BLM would potentially lease them to fracking.
So basically it's all about money.
Yeah, exactly. And not having a bad time camping in the wind.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, it's supposed to blow all day today, believe it or not.
I know.
I mean, I looked at the weather forecast. Of course, the one I'm getting is out of Las Cruces.
Yeah.
And it says winds moderate. Well, if this is moderate winds, I mean, I don't want to see high winds, okay?
Exactly.
Well, anyway, your first name's Madeline, is
Yes.
that correct? Madeline, my name's Rusty. Thank you for taking time for a short interview. I appreciate it, and I'm sure my viewers will too. Okay, you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, you bet. Anyway, thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, guys. Bye-bye. This has just been a short interview with a young lady that's traveling, and her purpose is to hopefully, are you trying to save some of these sites, or just gathering information to present to save
Just
them?
gathering information.
What kind of
I'll
information?
go meet with the senator's offices today. Well, one thing that might happen is some of the environmental organizations will look to see if there's a lawsuit that can be filed, and to do that you'll need standing. The first part of any lawsuit is getting your foot in the door, and so you have to be able to say that someone was harmed by the action.
Right, it has to be some kind of damage, right?
Yeah, and so I'm trying to go to all the monuments so I could potentially be a standing declarant in a lawsuit saying I was harmed by them being declassified because I went and I had a nice time and there wasn't oil and gas fracking where I camped, and I was really happy about that.
I got you,
And
okay.
in the eyes of the court, that's all you need to get in the door.
Right.
And say this is causing harm to the American people, so.
Well, in your opinion, I mean, you don't have to express it if you don't want to, because remember, this is a YouTube video, but it is all about oil and gas exploration and expansion of the oil fields for just the purpose of making money and providing energy. Is it really going to be damaging to the sites? I mean, how do you think it will impact the camping example?
Well, I don't think they're going to come frack in this campsite, but historically, neither the Bureau of Land Management nor the oil and gas companies have done a good job of managing for environmental concerns in their developments. Like something we've seen in Colorado is as they've put in lots of roads for the fracking, the mule deer population has crashed because mule deer don't like what we call linear infrastructure, meaning roads and railroad tracks. And there's a bunch of really good scientific papers saying that that's been an unintended consequence, even if they build the roads to comply with the Clean Water Act and they minimize the footprint of the well pad. It's having these sort of macro impacts. So it all depends on how it's planned and how it's put in. But I have little faith in the BLM and in the oil companies to do it in a way that wouldn't impact the natural splendor of the monument.
I totally agree. But my next question is, you seem very knowledgeable in this particular field. What did you go to college and get a degree in something?
I studied biology and urban planning.
Okay, biology.
And then a lot of it you just learn on the job. You hang out with people that have been doing it for 60 years, and they're like,
yeah.
Here's what happened one time the BLM said they were going to do an environmentally friendly fracking project, and like it was bad and didn't work out.
Okay, so. And you said something about your mother always told you to put up your tent.
Yeah.
Apparently you come from a family that did a lot of camping?
Yeah, my both my parents camped a lot. I used to go backpacking a lot as a kid, and they both grew up in wet climates. So like in New Mexico, if you like don't put your rain fly on quite right, it never rains for 4 days the way it does in Washington. And my mother's from Washington. So there's an element of perfection in.
Well, anyway, thanks for taking the time. I appreciate it. You have a great day, a safe trip. I like your shoes, by the way. Check those out, guys. Anyway, enjoy your day.
Thanks.
Adios.
Bye.
Thumbs up, guys. Adios. Carpe diem. Bye-bye. Buy USA made. When you can, drink plenty of water. 3 quarts a day won't hurt you. A gallon out here would be nice. And take deep breaths. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth several times a day. That will relieve stress, lower your blood pressure, and make you feel better. And that's the Oregon Mountains in the background. But anyway, guys, thumbs up. Adios. Bye-bye.